If you don't like reading patch notes, here is everything you need to know from the most recent PTB in about 4 minutes. Let's get into it. The new survivor is Alan Wake and comes with 3 new unique teachables. The first perk is called and it activates when you are holding a flashlight. When using it, you gain 50% haste. When you successfully blind the killer, they gain 20% hindered for 6 seconds. After being used, the perk goes on cooldown for 60 seconds. The second perk is a new boon perk called Illumination. Inside the boon radius, all survivors see the aura of chest and generators in blue. If you have a boon totem already active, you cleanse or bless totems 10% faster. The last perk is called Deadline and it activates when you are injured. When injured, skill checks appear 10% more frequently and appear in random places. But the penalty for missing skill checks is reduced by 50%. The new 3-gen counter solution is here and brings changes to how killers damage generators. Each generator on the map will now suffer from 8 regression events maximum. A regression event is any time the killer himself or a perk causes a generator to lose at least 2.5% of its current progress in an instant, which means that explosions from perks like Eruption, Pain Res, and Surge count as regression events. Gen tapping has also been nerfed. Now, the base damage for kicking a gen has been increased from 2.5% to 5%. To stop regressing, at least 5% of the generator's total progress must be repaired for it to stop, which means you now have to sit through around 4.5 seconds on the gen to make it stop regressing. If you get off of it early, the gen will continue regressing. The FOV Slider has been brought into the game in the beta tab, and with those changes, Shadowborn and Monitor have been tweaked. Shadowborn now gives you a 10% haste effect for 10 seconds after being blinded, and Monitor only affects Terror Radius now. To stay with perk changes, save the best for last tokens decrease your successful basic attack cooldown by 4% instead of 5%, and the 2 tokens lost effect now applies when the Obsession lose a health state by any means. Grim Embrace has now a new effect, which blocks all generators for 12 seconds for the first time each survivor is hooked, once they move at least 16 meters from the hook. Quick Gambit's range has been increased to 36 meters, but the bonus repair speed has been decreased from 8% to 5%, and Hex Rune no longer activates when a survivor is killed. Ormond has received some tweaks. Some of the changes include a revamp of loops on both the front and back of the lodge. For the killer changes, Oniro got some part of her old kit back in this update. Survivors within 16 meters of a power TV will receive a stack of Condemned, opposed to it being given to every survivor on the map. Her teleport cooldown has been removed, improving her mobility, and when a survivor is hooked, their current Condemned progress becomes locked in, meaning they cannot remove the progress they had before getting hooked with a tape like normal. Tape have also been changed to no longer protect survivors from getting condemned. They are also no longer destroyed after being hit or hooked, and those tapes can only be deposited in the furthest TV from where they picked up. The duration and invisibility has also been increased a little bit, and she can now chase survivor while being manifested. Hillbilly has finally been buffed. The overheat mechanic has been completely removed from a mechanic called Overdrive. Overdrive's meter works just like the heat meter, but once this meter is full, Billy receives a 5% charge speed bonus, a chainsaw sprint movement of 13 meters per second, and a reduced chainsaw sprint cooldown of 10%. His chainsaw's collision detection has also been reduced to give more mobility on dense maps, and the base chainsaw sprint movement has been increased by 10%. Billy mains eat good today. Blight add-ons have also been tweaked a lot here, so for the sake of clarity we are only going to focus on the important ones here. Adrenaline Vial no longer decreases time to recharge a rush by 1 second and no longer increases rush speed by 10%. Alchemist Ring has been fully reworked and now only increases duration for each consecutive rush. Compound 33 has been gutted to now only increase turn rate by 33% for each consecutive rush, and Iridescent Light Tag now enables rush to be performed without spending tokens, and makes Blighted Corruption to enter cooldown after a successful lethal rush for 20 seconds. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.